Good evening and welcome to Murray Hill Middle School's 2020 Back to School Night. I am Lisa Smithson, the very proud principal here at Murray Hill Middle School. We are so excited to engage with you this evening in our virtual Back to School Night. We hope that you find our program informative. And let's get started with our presentation. Once again, while we are unable to be together physically, we are looking forward to connecting with you virtually this evening. I would like to take a few minutes to introduce some of the Murray Hill Middle School staff. As the principal of Murray Hill Middle School, I have the opportunity to work side by side with two outstanding assistant principals. Mrs. Couch is going into her third year as assistant principal at Murray Hill Middle School, and Mrs. Blasco is entering her second year here at Murray Hill Middle School. I would also like to introduce our school counselors. Both are here to support our school community. Miss Adams served as a Murray Hill Middle School counselor several years ago, and we are so excited for her return to the Hill. While both counselors are here to support all, Miss Adams is specifically assigned to support our 6th grade students and our 7th grade students whose last names are between A through L. Miss Swoboda is entering her third year at Murray Hill Middle School, so many of you already know her. Miss Swoboda services our 8th grade students and our 7th grade students whose last names fall between M and Z. I would also like to highlight our interdisciplinary team leaders. Miss Waters serves as our 6th grade team leader. Miss Behrens is our 7th grade team leader. Miss Sheevely is our 8th grade team leader. And Miss Tagliaferra is our related arts team leader. We have nearly 100 staff members who are part of our Murray Hill Middle School community. Here are a few that provide some special supports within our school. Many of you may have already had interactions with these support staff this year. Melissa Morrison is our special education team leader. Sydney Morales is our school psychologist. Lauren Heiserman is our alternative education teacher. Mark Dunbar is our GT resource teacher. Leonore Davis and Laura Skakel are our ELL teachers. Hope Y is our BSAP Achievement Liaison. Vilma Bonilla is our Hispanic Achievement Liaison. And Gwyneth Jones is our Media Specialist. In Howard County, our superintendent, Dr. Michael Materano, has established a bold strategic call to action to guide our school system. Learning and Leading with Equity is a strategic plan for building an instructional program to enable every student to reach their greatest potential. Everything that we do at Murray Hill Middle School aligns with the Howard County Public School System vision and mission statements. We are very fortunate at Murray Hill Middle School to have a supportive and outstanding PTA. We hope that you join the Murray Hill Middle School PTA for the 2020-2021 school year. You can visit their membership hub site to join this year. You can access this site through the Murray Hill Middle School website. Also, please be reminded that the first PTA meeting of the 2020-2021 school year will be held on September 22nd at 7 p.m. in the Murray Hill Middle School parking lot. Physical distancing and facial coverings are required. At this meeting, the PTA will facilitate a vote for re-election of the following executive board members. For president, Ms. Deborah Rhodes. For vice president, Ms. Susan Lee. For secretary, Kathy Krasnowski. And for treasurer, Christine Flaker. Also to note, the PTA is hosting their first restaurant night at Chipotle on September 30th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. We hope that you're able to support this restaurant night. Moving on, we want to spend a little time this evening on some highlights that are important to virtual learning. For those of you who were able to attend one of our virtual learning parent information sessions before the first day of school, most of this information will be review. First, I want to share some of the differences between the components of continuity of learning, which is what we did in the spring, and the components of virtual learning, which is what we are currently engaged in. During the spring, students got the opportunity to check in with their classes one time per week. During the fall, students are going to all 4 of their scheduled classes every single day, except for Wednesdays for synchronous lessons. During the spring, the students were assigned 1.5 to 2 hours of asynchronous assignments per week. During virtual learning, students will be assigned 3 to 4 hours of asynchronous assignments per week per class. Asynchronous assignments were posted on Monday and due on Friday during the spring. And during virtual learning, assignments will be posted on Monday mornings and will be due at the start of class on Mondays. In the spring, the students were focused on 7 classes, while during virtual learning in the 2020-2021 school year, students are focused on 4 classes per semester. In the spring, students earned a pass or fail based on completing at least 50% of their assignments, while in virtual learning, we're returning to letter grades, which are based on accuracy and mastery of content. In the spring, the teachers had the option to offer office hours. Some teachers did, and some teachers did not. During virtual learning, an additional synchronous support block has been included in our daily schedule, so teachers are available on a more regular basis for extra help for students. Hopefully, many of you are familiar with this. This is your student's daily schedule. The student day begins at 8:30 a.m. with support sessions. They have the opportunity to meet with their Period 1 teachers 2 mornings a week and their Period 2 teachers 2 mornings a week. It's important to note the individual teachers' expectations for this support period that happens during the mornings. The students then move into their class periods. Each class period is 45 minutes. Period 1 begins at 9 a.m., Period 2 begins at 10 a.m. We'll talk about the homeroom period in just a moment. The students have a lunch break, asynchronous work time, and student support time in the middle of the day on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. This gives the opportunity for the students to engage in their asynchronous assignments and also pick up lunch at one of our meal distribution sites if needed. They then move into their afternoon with Period 3 starting at 1:10, Period 4 starting at 2:10, and then the support blocks are available for Period 3 and Period 4 in the afternoons. Note that all of the green times, the green areas, are designated as asynchronous work time. So students should be working on the assignments that teachers post on these days. Wednesdays are a completely asynchronous work time. Homerooms on Mondays are from 10:50 to 11:20. And students are expected to attend. For those of you who have been in the Murray Hill Middle School community in years past, our homeroom periods on Monday is similar to DEN. During this time, students will focus on lessons that focus on their well-being and tips for being successful during virtual learning. For the 2020-2021 school year, all Howard County public school systems at the middle and high school levels will be following a 4x4 schedule. The 4x4 schedule affords the students the opportunity to focus on 4 classes per semester rather than 7 classes all at once. Your student should be enrolled this semester in 2 core classes. Core classes are math, science, social studies, or ELA. If you find that your student has been enrolled in more than 2 core classes this semester, please reach out to your school counselor as soon as possible so that we can make a correction. In addition to the 2 core classes, students will have 2 additional classes, which could be a combination of related arts classes, performing arts classes, world language classes, or intervention classes. Regarding related arts classes, the students will attend the related arts classes daily for 9 weeks. This is different than what we've done in past years where the students went to related arts on an A-day, B-day schedule. They will attend their classes daily for 9 weeks, and at the end of 9 weeks, they will be enrolled in a different related arts class. At the start of second semester, all 4 classes will change. Let's take a few moments to review attendance during virtual learning. During synchronous class periods, which run on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, each teacher will take period attendance, noting whether the student was present for their synchronous instruction. If there is some sort of technical difficulty, we ask that the student submit an assignment through Canvas on that day and also be in communication with their teacher to let them know that they were having technical difficulty and were unable to join the Google Meet, so that the teacher can make a determination as to whether the student should be marked as present or absent for that particular period. We do recognize that there will be situations and times when students are unable to attend their synchronous classes due to illness or appointments or family emergency or some other reason. We have set up a email system where you can email when your student is unable to attend Google Meets. You can email mhmsabsences@hcpss.org, and if needed, you can also upload doctor's notes or other documentation. Attendance during the asynchronous day, which is Wednesday, is a little bit different. A student will be counted as present if they either attend at least one of the preceding lessons on the Thursday, Friday, Monday, or Tuesday before the Wednesday, or submit work through Canvas during that same class or same time period. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Let's say that it's Wednesday, September 9th. We don't have synchronous classes on this day, but attendance has to be taken. If your student has attended class on either Thursday the 3rd, Friday the 4th, Monday the 7th, or Tuesday the 8th, the teacher will mark them as present on Wednesday the 9th. Or if your student submitted work through Canvas on the 3rd, the 4th, the 7th, or the 8th, the teacher will mark your student as present on Wednesday the 9th. I would also like to highlight that special education services will all continue as always. Each student's IEP team, which includes the parent, will discuss how the student's current plan will be implemented for the 2020-2021 school year. The previously created continuity of learning plans will no longer be used during virtual learning. Parents will be contacted by the end of September on how best to provide services for students during the virtual environment. Also to highlight, it is understood that among many accommodations, extended time is a common accommodation. Sometimes teachers will send emails to students towards the end of the week who have not submitted any work. We encourage students to create a schedule for working on asynchronous assignments during the time that is embedded into our weekly schedule. If a student who has extended time is finding that they do need to utilize their extended time, we're asking that they stay in communication with their teachers and/or case managers so that we can create a plan. Communication is key. We do have concerns with students not turning in the majority of their work by the Monday due dates, as at that time, additional assignments will be assigned and new learning will continue. We don't want the work to pile up on our students. So again, communication is absolutely essential. Please know that at this time, our building is closed to parents and students. The front office is being covered on a daily basis during school days from 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., and we can be contacted through our main phone number. Email is also a very effective way during virtual learning to communicate with Murray Hill Middle School staff. Please know that our front office staff is working with a reduced number of staff members, so we may not be able to answer phones as quickly as normal. Also note, staff hours are from 7:40 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. If students have questions or concerns regarding assignments, we strongly encourage them to write down those concerns so that when they meet with their teachers during synchronous lessons, they can ask the questions. Students also can message their teachers through Canvas. But please be patient, as teachers will not always be immediately responsive. Please note access to other supports if needed. If you or your student are in need of immediate assistance after school hours pertaining to depression, suicidal thoughts, or other serious mental health issues, please consider contacting the following. Grassroots Crisis Intervention is an organization here in Howard County that is intended to support Howard County residents. The Maryland Crisis Hotline, the Crisis Text Line, and the National Suicide Prevention Hotlines are also great resources for anyone who is in crisis. Now we are going to explore some more general information that is related to Howard County Public School System and Murray Hill Middle School. HCPSS and Murray Hill Middle School know that communication is essential. Here are some of the ways that we work to communicate and stay connected. Emails, websites, and text messages are all utilized. You will find that you will regularly receive email communication from both the school system and from Murray Hill Middle School. Our websites are also a great source of information. Text messages are generally used for urgent or emergency notices. You can also stay connected through social media. There are many social media platforms that are used. Murray Hill Middle School has a Twitter account, and I encourage you to follow at HCPSS_MHMS on Twitter. If you are not typically a Twitter user, I encourage you to establish an account this evening and follow Murray Hill Middle School. You don't have to follow anyone else, just follow Murray Hill Middle School to stay up to date on things going on in our school. As previously mentioned, email is also a format that we utilize frequently to ensure communication. HCPSS sends out regular email messages, as does Murray Hill Middle School. On Friday afternoons, you will typically receive our weekly newsletter titled The Murray Messenger. You should have already received several for this school year. Also to note is the HCPSS mobile app. This is a great app that I have used not only as an HCPSS employee, but also as an HCPSS parent. HCPSS Connect is the one-stop portal to access Synergy, Canvas, and the Family File. The Synergy Student Information System is your source for official student records and grades. The Canvas Learning System gives teachers, parents, and students tools to communicate, collaborate, and connect. Both systems are intended to be user-friendly. The Family File on HCPSS Connect provides important information about your student. The information held there is confidential. It is essential that parents update the Family File every single year with current data about your student. We currently have nearly 400 of our Family File completed, which equates to about 55% of our student body. Please take time this evening after back to school night to log on to HCPSS Connect and complete your Family File if you have not already done so. If you are not able to access Family File through the internet, please call our front office and we will provide a paper copy for you. Please know that we have grab-and-go meal service during virtual learning. All students through the age of 18 may receive free meals through December. Breakfast is served daily from 8 to 9, And lunch is served daily from 10:45 to 12:45 at all HCPSS locations except Burley Manor Middle School and Hammond High School, where there is construction currently going on. You can come at either meal service time and pick up both meals. So if you come during the lunch service, you will still have breakfast items available to you. And if you come during the breakfast time, there will be lunch items available for you for our grab and go service. At Murray Hill Middle School, you will find our food services staff waiting within the front doors of our building. HCPSS participates in the National School Lunch and Breakfast programs. The Free and Reduced Meal program, FARMS, helps many families save money in many different ways, not only for breakfast and lunch, but also HCC tuition, SAT and ACT and AP exam fees, camp, sports, and childcare, and other programs and services. More information and the online application can be assessed at the completion of the family file process that was mentioned earlier. Enrollment in the Free and Reduced Meals program is confidential. Students whose families are in the program are not identified in any way. Qualification is based on family size and income. I encourage you to go to www.hcpss.org/farms for more information to see if you qualify and to apply. This brings us to the conclusion of our presentation, and we are about ready to go into the rest of our format for the evening. This evening, you will have the opportunity to visit each of your students' classes. You must be signed into your student's account. Calendar events are accessible through your student's Canvas calendar. You will have the opportunity to spend 10 minutes in each class period and will have 5 minutes to transition between classes. During the 10 minutes, teachers will share information with you that is specific to their class. Please know that if you do not exit on your own at the end of each class period, a teacher may use their ability to exit you from the class so that they can end the session and prepare for the next class. Our Period 1 class will start promptly at 7 p.m., Period 2 at 7:15, Period 3 at 7:30, and Period 4 at 7:45. Once again, we thank you for joining us this evening. I am sure that you are excited to virtually visit your students' classes and hear from their teachers. Know that we are all here to support you and your students throughout this school year. Enjoy the rest of your evening.